Now we'll see work of wind. Understood? Now wind is another agent of erosion above the earth's surface. So where we can find the speed of wind is more? Which areas we can find speed of maximum speed of wind? Where there is less vegetation, where there is no trees, where there is less vegetation. So that place must be desert area. So there we can find the work of wind very prominent. Now we'll read this paragraph. You have learnt earlier that the movement of air is called wind. You know that. Wind is a gaseous agent of erosion. The erosional, transportation and depositional work of wind is more prominent in deserts and semi-arid regions. Understood? As a mechanical weathering occurs on a large scale here, powdered rock and sand spreads over a large area. There is hardly any obstacle in the transportational work of wind. Sand particles also get transported along with the wind, and they are carried over a long distance and get deposited where the speed of the wind reduces. Understood? In this way, wind does the work of erosion, transportation and deposition. So children, we know that in the desert area or the area where there is less vegetation, there is very less trees. So there the speed of wind is more. Understood? There is, because there is no obstacle, the speed of the wind is more. So already I already told you that mechanical weathering we can find in the desert area, the arid region where the temperature is very less. So there this agent wind work as an agent of erosion. Understood? So there is hardly any obstacle in the transportational work of the wind. So if there is no obstacle, then the speed of the wind will be more. Sand particle, we know that desert area contains more sand particle. So here the formation of sand particle, the erosional work is done by sand particle along with the help of speed of the wind. Understood? तो सैंड पार्टिकल जब जोर से हवा आती है सैंड एरिया और डेजर्ट एरिया में, तो हवा अपने साथ में बहुत सारा सैंड ऐसे उड़ा के लेके एक जगह डिपॉजिट करने लगती है. अगर आप कभी ऑब्जर्व करोगे डेजर्ट एरिया में जा कर के, तो डेजर्ट एरिया सपोज अपने कंट्री का था डेजर्ट, राजस्थान में जैसलमेर वगैरह में, तो आप अगर देखोगे तो ऐसे हवा जब चलती है तो बहुत सारा सैंड हवा अपने साथ लेकर के दूर ऐसे फेंकती है. तो इन द कोर्स ऑफ टाइम देयर द फॉर्मेशन इज टेकिंग प्लेस एज अ स्मॉल माउंटेन. आपने देखा होगा ऐसे सैंड एरिया में ऐसे धीरे छोटे 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 ऐसे फॉर्मेशन हो जाता है दूर से. ठीक है. सो नाउ विल सी इरोजनल वर्क ऑफ विंड. Wind carries small sand particles, small pebbles along with it. Understood? These particles cause erosion along rocks coming in the way to friction. You know friction. Friction, when we rub rocks with each other, anything which we can rub with each other, that is friction is there. So when wind carries along with small sand particles, small pebbles, these particles cause erosion along rocks coming in the way due to friction. ठीक है. This leads to formation of mushroom rocks, deflation hollows and yard eggs. So these अंडर ये अभी इरोजनल वर्क है, इसका अलग कॉलम बनेगा और इसमें विंड का जो वर्क है वो आप लिखोगे. फॉर्मेशन ऑफ मशरूम रॉक्स, डिफ्लेशन हॉलोज एंड यार्ड एग्स. So you can see it very clearly in this picture, right side you can see mushroom rock. So now why we are calling it mushroom rock? Because whenever the wind is at very high speed, so that time if any obstacle is there in that desert area, so they started friction is there along with the speed of the wind, the sand, it is regular feature. So if daily friction is there, so that time the rock is cut and it is taking in the form of mushroom type. Understood? So this is the mainly formation we can find in various type of desert. So this we can find in Sahara desert also, Arizona desert also. So there we can find this type of rock due to erosional work of wind. Understood? So daily this happen on the daily basis. This we can find in different desert area, mushroom rock. ठीक है. This picture is there in your textbook also. You can see it very clearly. This type of cutting of rock is there due to wind, due to sand work. ठीक है. तो सैंड डेली ऐसे अपने साथ हवा के साथ चलता है और तेज़ हवाएं चलती डेली, और वो रॉक बीच में आ गया है तो वो साइड से कटते रहता है और कट कट के वो मशरूम का शेप ले लेता है. अंडरस्टूड. नाउ below that mushroom rock you can see sand dunes. So this type of sand dunes or barchan, we can see this formation in desert area. Understood. Now left side you can see yardangs. So these yardangs are the formation of sand or due to wind. So these type of बीच में उसका hollowness है. So there the deflation hollows are there. That means बीच में hollow type का है और side में वो ऐसे elevated हो जाता है. So that is the formation of that is the work of erosional work of wind. So this type of formation we can find in the desert area. Understood? So now we'll see depositional work of wind. Sand particles that blow with the wind are of different shapes and size. Those particles which are very fine are carried over larger distance, while the larger ones get transported to shorter distance. Understood? Only. These sand particles get deposited in desert and semi-arid climates. As a result, specific landforms are formed. Sand dunes, barchans, seeps, ripple marks, loess plains, etc. are formed by wind deposition. ठीक है. So during that time, during the wind speed of wind, when this during the work of wind in the sand area, so this type of formation is there because it depends upon the speed of the wind, how much sediments it is carrying along with it. Understood? So it carries, sometimes if the speed of the wind is very much, so it carries along with at a larger distance. If the speed of wind is very less, so they start forming at a different of different shapes and size. Understood? So over those particles which are very fine are carried over larger distance because they are very light. Understood? So जो लाइट मटेरियल है वो बहुत दूर तक जाता है और जो हैवी है वो पास में ही उसका फॉर्म है, ज़्यादा दूर तक नहीं होता डिस्टेंस. दे स्टार्ट फॉर्मिंग डिफरेंट फॉर्मेशन, डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ लैंडफॉर्म. It depends upon the distance or depends upon the heaviness of that material. Understood? So as a result, specific landforms are formed: sand dunes, barchans, seeps, ripple marks. So underline all these names. Loess plains, etc. are the formed by wind deposition. Understood? So right side you can see the picture. Give it a try. All this you are supposed to do by yourself. This is the activity.